All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Writing Sprint Wednesdays with your host, myself, Doug Lansborough. And I know I recognize a whole bunch of names in the chat coming in from the workshop that we just finished. And if you weren't there for that, if you're just tuning in to Dabble's channel right now, there is a free workshop that I just hosted, just ended half an hour ago. You can check out on our channel. Robert's going to be joining me. I'm hoping he's just getting all set up for the day. And oh, there he is. He just popped in the back. He's laughing as I tease him. Uh, and there he is. Hello,
I
Mr.
am here.
How are you?
Sorry, I had some technical difficulties with
That's
my
a-okay. That's
webcam and
a-okay.
such. So
All right. I have the links for the sprints down below us in the description, but I will share the first one in the chat there. And Robert, I want to chat about your project, but before we get into that, if you are new to sprints with us, then we are operating in wordsprints.org. I'll share my screen as we are going so you can see what it looks like, but really you should be focusing on your own work. We're going to be doing 3 20-minute sprints. That's 3 sessions of 20 minutes of pure productivity where we just focus on our words, we get them down, and then we have 5-minute break in between each one. And then that's it. It's just here to keep each other accountable, here for fun, here to get work done. And yeah, there's a how are you, Robert? How are you?
doing great.
Good.
I'm excited.
Um, good. I want to say hi to everyone in the chat here because I know we have NJ and Elena and Emma, hello, and Marie and LJF. And let me keep scrolling down here. Hope, hello. And Aaron and David, hello, hello. And who else? Iva and did I say Marie already? But Marie from the workshop. Robin, hello. Ginger, hello. Taryn, hello. And Rosalinda's here. Hi, Rosalinda. And Ashley, hello. And Beauty, hello. And Angie, hello, hello. Okay, excellent. I think I've caught up. Tessa, hello. Okay, we have a few minutes until the first sprint starts. So, Robert, you're going to be doing some of the week 1 work for your 60-day novel challenge project, right?
Yes, I am.
You
I'm excited.
you want to give me any insights into what you're writing about? Any ideas brewing?
Yeah. This is the first story I've had in a while where I feel like I have like it kind of all fell together. Um, I don't know. I just was like on a walk one day and then it like all just pieced itself together from start to finish. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
simple action adventure fantasy tale, but it's set on like a ocean planet, primarily ocean, with like giant
Okay.
leviathan monsters in the deep. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's I don't know. I think it'll be really fun. So I've been working through the template a little bit, and I'm excited to do more of that. So I won't be working in word sprints today. I will be working in the Dabble template, but it will. I'm still happy to be here. So
We'll tackle NJ's question in our first break.
yeah,
Um, because yeah,
it's
there's
great to
something.
see everybody.
Yeah.
Some of you don't even know that I exist. Some of you think I'm a collective
That
pseudonym.
was so funny.
That
And
was
Star
amazing.
is in all my workshops. They're everywhere in the academy. And to think you were a pseudonym, a collective pseudonym. For your story, so we know that I like scary stuff. We know that I like dark stuff. Is it thalassophobia, the fear of deep water? Absolutely crippling for me. Like you know the game Subnautica?
Yeah.
I can't play it. I physically cannot play that game. So your story sounds horrific, my friend.
I love Subnautica. It's
Oh,
part of
I
the
want I
inspiration
want to
for
play
this.
it so badly, but like I'll see a clip of it and someone looking down into the abyss and I will want to throw up.
It
So on
is
that note,
terrifying. Yeah. On that note, happy writing, everybody.
yeah, happy writing sprints, everyone. See you in 20 minutes. All right. That is our first sprint of the day done. Let me pull this off the screen here. And before I ask you how you did, Robert, I saw some chat going on in the chat asking about what's happening on the screen. So when it comes to our sprints, we do share our screen while we're doing it, just so you can see, hey, this is the work that we're doing. This is what a normal sprint might look like. Today is not a normal sprint. Normally, I'm up here writing the first draft of something. But as I think Angie pointed out, I've just taken the work from the week one of the template, or week one work from the template, and pasted it into word sprints so that you can still see word sprints. So you hear the timer when it goes off. And that's what I'm working on now. So what I can do real quick is share my Dabble screen. So this is what the inside of the 60-day challenge template looks like. And under story notes is where you're going to find all of the good stuff. Okay, we have folders for each of the weeks. And so in week one, we have all of these different notes. And for each step in week one, we have exercises that we're going through. I managed to breeze through the first one because I'm already very familiar with my genre and my subgenre and the audience that I'm writing to. So now I am working on the plot, specifically these different plot beats, and then hopefully get some world building done, but I'm getting some really good brainstorming done for the plot. So this is where you'll find all that. The link to the template is over in our 60-day novel challenge community in Dabble Campus. So that's all that I'm sharing on the screen. And so my word count is slower as a result, but you don't have to be working on the challenge stuff. You can just be writing stuff today too, whether you're participating in the challenge or not. So yeah, Robert, how'd that go?
Again, I'm just having fun right now. So I also got some great brainstorming. I cheated and I've been working on the template a little ahead of time, but that's because I'm editing
Mm-hmm.
the workshop lessons that will be coming out each week. So as I'm editing the video for the lessons, I've been comparing that to the template, making sure things line up well, and also um, just enjoying the whole process. So I also had some great plot brainstorming, and now I just have been having fun in the step 3 world building section. So
Excellent. So I love world building. I can't
it's so
wait.
fun.
um, we have some questions in the chat here. Well, first, I want to say Rosalinda got 180 words. Excellent. Ashley got 666, a little spooky. Aaron, 45. David, over 1,000. David's been posting quad digits for a while now in these sprints. I'm very proud. Sir, thanks too much. Is the PDF available for the template? It will be later today, or rather, it's going to be a Google Doc with the exercises in it. Because I know some people wanted to print it off, fill it in manually, and do whatever. But remember, for the whole challenge, we do have an extended trial for Dabble for you to try out as well. So you can do it all in Dabble, keep it all in one place so that it's always one click away when you're writing. And Marie asking if there's going to be a walkthrough of the weeks. Every Monday, we're going to have a video lesson going up explaining what's going on that week, what homework you're approaching, and kind of the theory behind it. And then we're going to be doing a live show on Thursdays to debrief, answer questions, talk about our progress, all that kind of stuff.
It's also in the template. You can see what each week will be
Yes.
lighting too.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to get an idea of what it will look like overall, then it'll also be in the template.
Excellent. Yes. Okay. Vita got 605. Awesome. Renee's doing a mix of revision and editings and working on the lead magnet. Oh, great job, Renee. That's what we were chatting about in our workshop last week in W Academy. Lauren got 207. Renee got 188 for goal planning. NJ's trying the sprint links for the first time. Awesome. Star wants that printable version so you don't have to look at the screen all the time. Yeah, I feel you. David's story idea came from the world building Wednesday lesson that we had in the W Academy community, which is awesome. And hello, Star. And Julie got 184. Taryn got 379. And Tessa's almost finished the week one template. You've been working on it since last week. Awesome. You're still stuck on the plot, but that's what, ask some questions here, post in the community, keep working on different things. Sometimes plot ideas come from where you least expect it. Sometimes you can't come up with a super vivid plot until you start writing too. So just bear that in mind. I hear the beeping. It's time to do some writing. I'll put my screen
Here we
back
go.
up here. We'll
I
talk
will
to y'all in
say
20 minutes.
I will say, Tessa, my plot came together while I was driving to get milkshakes or something. So sometimes it'll just happen. You just have to keep thinking about it. So
I could go for a milkshake though.
right? All right. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. Julia, it is not. I mean, a little editing here and there, but otherwise it's the same. All right. Bye. All right, that is our second sprint of the day finished. Let me pull this. Actually, before I pull this off, for those who are new to our sprints, what I like to do is when we're done one sprint, I select all, I copy it, and then I go over to the next sprint and paste it in before we start. So it goes to my total word count, but doesn't affect the word count of the sprint. Not as relevant for brainstorming for planning and whatnot, but if you're trying to track how much you're writing in a given sprint, you don't want to mess with those numbers by pasting something in after the sprint has started. But that's just a little technique, a little insider knowledge. Robert, how's the brainstorming going? Give me something that you've come up with in these sprints that's exciting.
Oh yeah. Um, well, while I was brainstorming some world building, I actually captured a little character moment,
Oh, I love that.
kind of out of nowhere, which is fun. So just a little bit of conflict between my main character and one of his past mentors. So
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, one of the an entire week is dedicated to conflict in this first month, so I love focusing on that. I really like the brainstorming part of planning where you're going, yeah, here's a detail, and then you hit like that one detail that's just like, okay, here's 15 other ideas that I can pull off of it. Right? That's why the 60-day challenge, I like it. I like the setup, but there's no way to perfectly encapsulate planning and brainstorming because there's that creative aspect to it that will lead you down rabbit holes that could lead nowhere, admittedly, could just be a rabbit hole, but often leads to some brilliance.
mm,
Um, Same kind of thing happened as I was like, if you look at my outline at the answers that I have to the exercises this week, 20% of everything I've written ends in a question mark because I'm like, okay, let's explore this later. But then I decide, okay, this is the monster that my character is going to be hunting. And then I develop that a little bit and I'm developing it more once we start the next sprint. But it's like, okay, why are they doing this? What's their motivation? And then that leads me to this idea. And then that led me to the internal conflict that I want my main character to have in this story. And then that led me to another idea about a subplot that I want. So it's so cool how our brains make these connections, man. That's like my favorite part about writing. It's just
it
so much fun.
it is a blast. I'm just having the greatest time right
Good.
now.
I've said before, and
um,
I'll say it again, if I could get paid just to world build, I'd be a happy boy. So
Me too. Looks like LJF is also having a great time. Glad that the template
excellent.
is filling your needs. So,
Awesome. Danny.
oh, sorry.
There my
Yeah,
goal for the 60-day challenge is to have as much fun as y'all are. Good. That's a good goal. We have a good time up
cool.
here.
Yeah.
And Hope said over here, working on the world building templates background for the government in my story and finding out some secrets. I love it. I love it. Awesome. And we did have some great wins during that sprint too. We had Ashley with 561, Elena with another 248, Rosalinda with 167, David with another 1,000 plus, TW with 229. Great job, everyone. Great job. Um, One thing I'm really excited about for this story that I'm writing is that it's going to open up with my main character, her name's Claire, shutting down like this contraband illicit shop that a witch is running. Okay. And this has nothing to do with the actual plot. But as a result, she's going to get cursed to stub her toe at the most inopportune times because that's often how my wife and I curse people who upset us. um I hope you stub your toe. And so that's going to be a little subplot throughout that I'm going to lead, like it's going to make my character go to certain places to try and get it resolved, but I'm just so excited to have her be in a chase and stub her toe and fall down or something like this powerful monster hunter, super cool character, boom, toe stub gets in the way. I'm so excited for it.
Beautiful. That's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff I love.
All right, I hear the last sprint of the day is starting, so I'm going to pop my screen back up here. I'm gonna mute myself, and we will see you all in 20 minutes. Bye for now. All right. And that is our third and final sprint of the day done. How did everybody do? Robert, my friend, how did you do? You are muted.
I did great.
Excellent. Excellent. Have you finished the first week's homework, or are you close to it, or where are we
Yeah.
at?
I mean, I have lots of notes in week one, so I'm gonna take all my world building stuff and put them down in the world building folder and things like that. But I feel good about my plot brainstorm. I
Good.
feel good about my genre understanding.
Good.
So I'm ahead of schedule at the moment, I feel like.
Awesome. And you'll learn more about this next week, and we'll chat about it in the live show next week. But I don't want people to underestimate the first part of next week's homework, which is understanding your genre, because there are not just genre expectations that readers will want from your story, but there are tools that you can equip yourself with when you understand your genre better. There are tropes out there that you can use. There are archetypes that you can lean into. There's just stuff that exists in your genre that if you don't know your genre very well and your subgenre specifically, then you're limiting yourself. And so there's no. I hate the idea of limiting ourselves. I hate the idea of not having access to things that can make our story more fun and better and easier to write. So don't skip that part. Right? Really take some time to understand your genre. Let's pivot over to the chat here for a few minutes. And Renee got 111 words. Stephanie got 457. Awesome. Taryn got 294. Fantastic. Ashley got almost a 2,000 total. Sorry, hiccup. 689 in that one. David coming in with over 1,100. Absolutely crushing it. Robin's been working on the homework for week one, 270 words in your second part. Awesome. And I will say, when you're doing the homework, you can track how many words you do. That's perfectly fine. Like I think that time around, I got 453 words, but more about what you're uncovering and what you're discovering than the word count. But still, always fun to track. Um, Marie's going to do yours later. That's fine. Rosalinda 216, and Rosalinda just changed your series genre yesterday. Last minute pivot. That's fine.
That's fine.
Sir thinks too much. 356 words and a new character decided, which I love. I love that kind of discovery. Shelly's working on homework for week one. Emma got 561. Robin never thought of how your genre affects your writing and what you should explore and include. Excellent. So, you know what? I'm done. I can retire now because that's a win. I'll take that as a win, and I will be very happy about it for some time. So I'm glad that had that effect on you, Robin. And Emma, it's actually crazy how productive I am sharing these sprints. Same, which is why the vast majority of my first draft writing now is done through sprints, whether live here or by myself in the morning or the evening, on the weekend, what have you. But sprinting is my main form of writing these days. Not the only form, mind you, but my main one. Um, and Marie, you absolutely do it over the course of the week for sure. Keo just finished week one homework. Awesome, awesome. NJ 388, fantastic. Hope is understanding more about your secondary characters. Love it. Awesome. Robert, anything you want to chat about? Anything you want to say before we send people on their way? Stall for me for a few seconds while I grab a link to share.
So, I'll address NJ West's question at the beginning of do we have a
Oh,
bet
yeah.
going for this challenge? Last year, if I didn't reach 50,000 words, then I had to put a picture of Doug up on my screen, which I did not reach it. So this is what my desktop looks like right now. It's actually funny because this is a square image.
Yeah.
So it zoomed it in, so it's just like Doug's animated piercing eyes just staring at me.
You better be
Uh,
getting your words done.
yeah. This year, I have decided that failure is not an option. And so this is a little crazy. I'm not saying anyone else should do this, but for the last 3 years, I've tried to reach the 50,000 words and haven't. And so I've realized that for myself, I needed more Um, I needed higher stakes, and so um, this year, if I don't reach the 50,000 words, then I have to delete my entire project for what I'm working on, which made Doug cringe when I first brought it up, but
It's scary.
it is scary. But I don't know, I'm just trying to hack my human psychology where I know that we as humans react more to negative stimulus than positive stimulus. And I think the fear of the fear of losing all this fun that I'm having um, is is going to be enough to get me past that 50,000 word threshold. So
Excellent.
yeah, those
It's just
are chaotic energy. Yeah, it is chaotic, but I just realized that like I got to do something to actually win the challenge at this time. Uh and then I can remove Doug's face from my desktop at that point. So, not that
but
I
by then you
dislike your
won't
face,
want to.
but exactly.
By then it's going to
It'll
be
be so
part of your
motivating.
writing routine. Kara asked, I never know what's going on. What homework? Well, today's the kickoff for the 60-day novel challenge, and if you haven't joined yet, I just dropped a link in the chat for you to join. And we're getting started on next week's homework early for the week 1 homework, just because there's so much enthusiasm, so much momentum right now. But I also want to share this other link to a show starting in 68 minutes. Um, which is where Hank is going to be talking to Julie Arts. And Julie is a book coach, and they're going to be talking a lot about critique partners and getting feedback, but also talking about how you can best prepare yourself for something like the 60-day challenge and where feedback and community support comes into that kind of endeavor. So definitely be sure to check that out. Make sure if you haven't, you are subscribed to our channel, because this is where we're going to be posting the lessons for the challenge. This is where we're going to be hosting the live streams, and this is where we're going to be doing daily writing sprints. So in October, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, and in November, Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And then if you join our community over at dabbleu.com, that's W Campus, there are people already organizing sprints outside of that to get started on brainstorming, on plotting, on just getting ready for the 60-day novel challenge when we hit November and just start writing all those words. Yeah, we just got videos back to back. Marie says, yeah, it's a busy day today, Dabble, and it's been an absolute blast. Now, my throat is sore. I need to go make myself some tea because I've just been yapping for a while. So thank you everybody for joining us. Thanks for writing alongside us, participating in the challenge already, making this kickoff so successful between the workshop and these sprints. We're out for now. Join Hank in just over an hour, and Hank's also hosting sprints tomorrow at 12:30. Otherwise, we'll see you for the first video on Monday for the lessons and the live stream next Thursday for the 60-day novel challenge. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.